What's this mean?
I can tell you a little bit. Alright, this would be Thursday, November 7th. We're going to go through and talk about our 7-element speech, get a chance to talk about the book before us, introduce them. Fun stuff from there. Let's turn off one light to make it a little bit easier to see. This that you guys have now written in there. When we did the poetry, we had you guys memorize the poem where you guys got extra B points for the simile like or as you shall see. We're going to do the same thing with short stories. We're going to do the 7 elements. Each one's going to have a definition, and then we're going to have a little hand sign that goes along with it. So today, we'll go through, fill them in, try to help you out, stuff like that. For the first one, we'll do characters, where we'll start with. And for our definition of characters, what is the basic definition of characters? Lindsay?
People in a story.
Is it always people?
No.
And that's where we're going to have to change it a little bit. I went for a three-letter answer. Yeah? Organisms is definitely not 3 letters. That would definitely be even longer. I went much simpler than that. Schultz? Have you heard the joke? They say you sound like an owl.
Who?
Nice done is in the story. So you say, who is in the story? I did that joke to my daughter last night. It was awesome.
Which one?
Did she go like, who?
She didn't sound like an owl. She just looked confused. Then I had to explain. It was kind of ruins the joke. Characters, who is in the story. Then for the action that goes along with it, you're going to point to the closest who's you can find. Mr. Brovicast, where are the who's? They're all around you. So you're going to point to all those who's. So you just go, characters, who is in the
You should have done the song like, who are you?
Who, 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 who. Yes, I know. It's a good song. I watch CSI also. For the setting, there are 2 parts to a setting you're going to have to know. What are the 2 parts to a setting, Lexi?
When and where.
Nicely done. When and where.
Oh, I know.
Or do ya? What is it, Schultz?
You point into your hand like a
Nice.
wand when you say
I
when.
figure for the when, it's the easiest to tell. When is something happening, you can point to, well, Mr. Brovicast, I don't have a watch. Then just pretentificate and just point to your imaginary watch.
And then,
Or you can always point to the clock. Or you can do both. In fact, you're activating a superpower. And that works too. So point to a watch or a clock. Characters, who is in the story, setting, when and where. I'm trying to stick with the theme. See, who, when, where. Plot
Why?
will be, Bowron,
What happens in a story?
what happens. Plot, what happens.
You have to do something.
The action that goes along with this was inspired by students. Pretty much every time I ask a kid, what's the plot of the story, they do the same thing. What? What story? What are you talking about? Who are you? Where am I? What's going on? I don't understand. I'm scared. And so you do the same thing. What happened? I have no idea. I'm just a student.
So Brady said that you have to be a student is somebody who comes, who attends class and pays attention.
Not a pretender.
Or a tender.
Then, so we have the character who's in the story, setting, when and where, plot, what happens, point of view. Yeah?
How the plot is told in the story.
Close enough. I went for how we see the story. But you got the how in there.
Oh, you're gonna point to your eyes.
Be careful. Don't get overexcited with your learning and jab your eyeballs. Because then the only thing we can do to help you is laugh while you sit there crying from your non-useful orbs. So you're going to point.
what if you were like, what if
So
you're
you're going to do the whole looky-looky thing.
Mr. Brovicast, what if you stabbed your eye with your pencil back?
Once again, all I can do is laugh at you.
Oh,
He
okay.
just said that.
How would you cry if you got your eyes?
Things still cry. They're just like a little leaky orb. I don't. Sounds like a good science fair experiment. My
Does your
experiment
eye
is
bleed
I want to see if I can cry if I jab my eyeballs out. The control group, the person who doesn't jab their eyeballs out, and then you have your experimental group, the person who jabs their eyeballs out, and you show them both a sad movie and see who cries more.
How many pints of blood do you get out of your
Exactly.
eye
Sounds like
if
a
you stab your
perfect
eye open?
Yeah, that's good.
I'll go first.
We have characters in the story setting, when, where, plot, what happens, point of view, how we see the story, theme! And I had to go away from the who, what, when, where on this one to get to the theme, but I figured we can still figure out the theme. You want to roll, Bowron?
Yeah, the main idea in the story.
Nicely done. I changed a little bit instead of doing the main idea. I went for what we learned in the story.
What we
So I
learned.
figure a lot of times you're trying to figure out what is it the characters are supposed to learn.
Oh, we're gonna point to our brains.
You're close. That is where learning happens, is up
Our
here in the brain.
No.
Instead of just
I would do-
pointing to it though, I figured what letter does learn start with?
L.
So we're going to remind people learning happens in the head.
Oh.
Or white balls. You can say white balls.
Learning happens.
Theme, learning happens in the head.
Or white balls.
I like it.
Internal conflict. Anytime we have an internal conflict, what's an internal conflict going to be, Lolo?
Is it standard with the theme?
Kind of. Well, how do we define it? It's one word definition.
Well, you thought,
I know.
well, no, it's your decision.
Nicely done. Internal decision in the story.
Oh, I know what we're gonna do.
I know what we do.
We're gonna point to our heads.
No, we're gonna point to like our internal organ.
Ooh.
No, we do.
I went for it anytime you see someone in the movie who's trying to make a big decision.
Oh,
there's
they're like
usually
this.
The
They're
big
like
acting
this.
thing they do. It depends. It depends on where your brain is. For some of you, your brain's up here, and you're going to scratch the temple to the side of your head here. For others of you, your brain is in your mouth, which is why you constantly have to move it, because if not, you don't get out of it. Mr. Brody, that's why I'm always moving my mouth, so I get oxygen to my brain, which is right there. And so for you, you're more of like a chin scratcher. I don't get it, Mr. Brody. It's okay. Keep using that brain by opening your mouth. For others of you, you can just do like Rhode Island's thinker, and
What about this? What about
that's
this?
up to you. It's your choice of thinking poses. For some of you, your thinking pose is just to stare at the wall and drool.
I'm good at that one.
Mr.
would
Brody,
ace
I
that
look like that
test.
all the time. I know, it's okay. Joey? External conflict, Joey? How do we always write external conflict?
Versus.
Just like that. Something versus something.
Oh, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna like put up your fist like with Fighting Irish, just like that.
Or you could be like holding a lightsaber.
I do like lightsabers. But I figured to help us remember, and something versus something should be some kind of battle. You'll pick whatever your particular
Yeah.
fighting stance
Scooby Doo
might be.
versus a pumpkin.
That could be an interesting story. I think I've read that one.
Man.
So you have some kind of fighting stance, whatever yours might be.
No, Scooby Doo versus a
To help you out, we're going to go through, say them together with our zombie choir. As we go through, stay with us. Don't be the kid that gets all eager and is off, because I have to charge you points for being that kid. And then don't say the actions. It doesn't actually mean to you once again, because I don't say that. So, but do the actions. I'll point here, and you guys say it, and do the actions. And then we'll see how we're going to try without you doing something. We'll see how well you do. All right. Beginning with.
Characters. Who is in the story? Settings. When and where? Plot. What happens? Point of view. How we see the story. Theme. What we learn. Internal conflict. Decision in story. External conflict. Something versus something.
Alright, now, if you think you have it, you can close your notebook. We're going to try it again. If not, keep your notebook out so you can look at it. But I'm going to make that disappear. Well, actually, we'll do this. Make that disappear so you can't see it.
No.
I can't see it.
I'll go through and do the hand signs. Don't be loud if you don't know it. So if you're like, I don't know what I'm saying, then I'm going to charge you points because you're going to annoy me but can't really get you to stick. So, go through and help you out. Alright, starting off with.
Characters in the story. When,
What is it first?
setting, when and where.
Plot.
Plot. What happens? Point of view.
what
What we
we see
see.
in the
This is
story.
how we see the story.
How is it?
How we
No plot. No.
Start again with.
What was the theme?
How we learn.
How we
How
learn.
we learn.
Internal conflict.
Conflict.
The story.
Some of you guys close your notebooks a little soon.
External conflict. Something versus something.
We'll get a chance to take another look at it here in a bit. We're not doing it for points yet, so don't get excited. Now, you can put the notebook to the side. For the book report, look at the side that says name, that hopefully you've written your name on.
It's not a thing that says name.
Due date is Wednesday, December 18th. It is the Wednesday before fall break, before you take off for
December
fall
what?
break. So Wednesday, December
You've
18th.
already had fall break.
Sorry, winter break, not fall break. The Wednesday before fall. Winter break. I keep saying fall break. If you don't write down the due date, that's fine. But if you ask me later, when's it due? My answer is
Tomorrow.
next Monday. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. If you want to turn it in next Monday,
Wait,
write down the due date.
Wait, and then will you count it late
Yes,
if they don't
what's
turn
up?
it in next month?
Is it pretty much Brooke's Christmas
Yeah,
present?
what
I
if
mean,
they ask you the day of the
birthday?
due?
Because her birthday
Sure.
is 12/19.
We do a different book report each time we go through and do it. So as we go through and take a look at them, you can look at the explanations on the wordy side, or you can look at the grady side. It's up to you one way or the other. What we're going to be doing is you're going to take a book, one of the novels, one that you've not read before. Once again, it has to be a new one. And what you're going to do is take a piece of paper that has to be 12 inches by 12 inches. You can either get them from me for 5 B points or a quarter, or you can go out and get your own. That's fine with me too. Then you're going to fold it so it has like these little flappy squares on it. Each flappy square will be covering one of the short story elements we just did. So you're going to start off doing plot. You're going to tell me what happens in your book from beginning to end, covering all the major things. Then you're going to go through and tell me setting, the when and the where of the story, and explain the importance of it. Then characters. Who is in the story? Why are they important? What do they do? What can you tell me about them? Then you're going to do conflicts. You're going to tell me internal decisions that characters made that affected things, and then external conflicts, fights that were in the story. Then you just go through and draw 2 scenes from the book. You're going to do 2 big pictures. Something like this is a different one, but so you're going to do 2 pictures from the book. Do not just draw a setting. Don't just draw a picture of a house and be like, house, blam. Because I want to know, is someone breaking into the house? Is the house burning down? Is the house running into a robot? So have a scene where something's going on in there. And you're going to do 2 scenes. That's the drawing. If you're not a very good drawist, that's fine. Just make sure you put effort into it. Just like we did with the don't be an idiom. It doesn't matter if you're great at drawing as long as you put effort into it. Now, if you're not a very good drawer and you don't put effort into it, then yeah, it's probably going to end up costing you points because you're lazy. If you use stick figures, they're fine as long as you do what? Don't make them naked. It gets creepy. So as we go through, stick figures, here is an idea. I have no problem with the stick figures. They're stick figures, they're kissing while some creepy guy watches them. If they were naked, that'd be creepy. So that's why you want to make sure you put clothes on. It makes it much better for me.
I
So
think
make
I
sure
got
you put clothes on them. Other than that, the yellow sheet goes through, gives you directions, tries to help you out. I'll have examples in here for you to look at. Make sure you're not choosing a book that you've read before. When we head over to the library here shortly, if you want one of my books, you're welcome to one of my books off my shelf over here. That's absolutely fine with me. When we go to the library, it's been working much better for kids. I had a much better idea, a little brainism. Instead of wandering around the shelves just randomly going, go over to the computer there in the back corner and type in something that interests you. War, zombie, vampire, death, monkey kung fu, something like that, and type it in there, and it'll give you books to go look for. So you can type in, teens, and teen romance, or killing teens, or something like that, and it'll come up with ideas. It'll get you much closer to something that you're looking for. You need to have a book by Monday. So if you don't find one today, that's fine. I have no problem with it. When we're at the library, if you find a book and you have 50 or more points, you can sit in the comfy chairs. If you don't find a book and don't have 50 points, no comfy chair. If you want to go to the loft, once you find your book, you have 100 points or more, you can go up to the loft. The rest of you, no more than 4 people per each of the tables. If you don't want a book, that's fine. I gave you homework yesterday. There's a quiz tomorrow. Do the homework. Get that out of the way. Hopefully that helps you a wee bit. Once you find your book, come show it to me, and then I can write you down, and then you'll be good to go from there. Questions as far as the book report goes. Agent,
It's due on my birthday.
happy early birthday.
That's gonna be
Davies.
Does it have to be like a certain age?
It just depends, 7th grade level. It just depends. Bring it to me and I'll take a look at it. Schultz?
I wish it. Luckily, you didn't make a deal on it.